Good morning, students. All of you, welcome to the class. In this class, I am going to discuss some of the MCQs from the chapter hydrocarbons. Today's topic is preparation of hydrocarbons. Only it is about preparation of hydrocarbons. How many types of hydrocarbons are there? 3 types: alkanes, alkenes, alkynes. Alkanes are the saturated hydrocarbons. Alkenes, alkynes are the unsaturated hydrocarbons. Of course, benzene is also there. That is also an example of hydrocarbon. Okay. Yes, all of you see the question number 1. Soda lime is specific reagent for. Soda lime, first of all, it is a mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. A mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide is called as soda lime. A mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. A mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide is called as soda lime. It is used as a decarboxylating agent. Decarboxylation means removal of CO2 group from sodium salts of carboxylic acids. Removal of CO2 group from sodium salts of carboxylic acids removal of CO2 group from sodium salts of carboxylic acids by heating with soda lime. By heating with soda lime is called decarboxylation. This is very important for PU examination. For second year also it is very important. Decarboxylation. What is meant by decarboxylation? The removal of CO2 group from sodium salts of carboxylic acids. What is meant by carboxylic acid? What is a carboxylic acid? R single bond C double bond O single bond O single bond H compounds. COOH group containing compounds. They are called as carboxylic acids. Acid, it is ready to lose H plus ion. When this carboxylic acid reacting with a base, strong base I am taking, sodium hydroxide is a strong base. From this one, H plus ion is going to be removed. From carboxylic acid, H plus ion is removed. From sodium hydroxide, OH minus ion is removed. There is a removal of water molecule is going to take place. So due to removal of water molecule, we will get a salt. Why it is salt? Because carboxylic acid is the acid, sodium hydroxide is the base. Reaction between acid and base is called as neutralization. During the neutralization process, we will get a salt. So what is the salt here? R single bond, C double bond O, single bond O. This oxygen gets negative charge because from this oxygen, there is a removal of H plus ion. So this oxygen gets negative charge. Then I can write R single bond, C double bond O, single bond O minus. This is the carboxylate ion. This carboxylate ion is going to be bonded with sodium ion, Na plus ion. So this type of compounds are called as sodium salts of carboxylic acids. Sodium salts of carboxylic acids. So first you have to understand the concept. If the concept is understood, the solving of MCQs little bit becomes easy. Okay, coming to the point. If you say this reaction, problem number 13.6. Here a salt is given. This salt is CH3, CH2, CH2, COO minus. Total 4 carbons are there. COO minus is there. Here also you can see COO minus with Na plus is there. So it is named as sodium salt of butanoic acid. Sodium salt of butanoic acid. When this sodium salt of butanoic acid is heated with soda lime, What is soda lime? A mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. This mixture is called as soda lime. Then what is going to happen? Removal of CO2 group is going to happen. Removal of CO2 group from sodium salt is going to happen. How can we remove this CO2 group? How can we remove CO2 group? Yes, here I'm going to show you. How can we remove the CO2 group? Here from this sodium salt of carboxylic acid, COO minus Na plus reacting with NaO minus of soda lime. Then there is a removal of Na2CO3. Here there is a removal of Na2CO3. Means in decarboxylation reaction, carbon dioxide of sodium salt of carboxylic acid is removed in the form of Na2CO3. Once again, the carbon dioxide or COO group of sodium salt of carboxylic acid is removed in the form of sodium carbonate. Okay, after removal of this, here you can see still one hydrogen is there. This hydrogen is going to react with this CH2. Then you will get a product CH3 single bond, CH2 single bond, CH3. Total 3 carbons are there. This compound is called as propane. Propane is an example of alkane. During decarboxylation reactions, what we are going to get here? Alkanes. But in this alkane, how many carbons are there? 3 carbons. Count the carbon numbers. In propane contains how many carbons? Carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3. So during the decarboxylation process, we are getting 3 carbons alkane. But initially what we are taken? A sodium salt of carboxylic acid containing 4 carbons. A sodium salt of carboxylic acid containing 4 carbons is taken. Then we are getting an alkane with 3 carbons. So the final conclusion is during the decarboxylation process, there is a removal of CO2 group of sodium salts of carboxylic acids. During that process, we will get alkanes with 1 carbon less. The decarboxylation reactions gives alkanes with 1 carbon less. So this is the main point you have to understand. So anyway, according to our question, soda lime is specific reagent for decarboxylation. This is the definition of decarboxylation. Try to read and try to write down in the notes. Coming to the next question. Question number 2. The compound capital X produces methane, CH4, when treated with water. So what is going to be treated? The X compound is going to be treated with water. Then that X compound is going to give the methane. This is the question given. What is the X compound? Yes, if you go for option B, the X compound is beryllium carbide. Beryllium carbide formula Be2C, beryllium carbide. When the beryllium carbide is reacting with 4 moles of water, it gives 1 mole of methane. CH4 is called as methane, and 2 moles of beryllium hydroxide, not barium, beryllium hydroxide. So for our question, the answer is option B, Be2C, called as beryllium carbide. Now beryllium carbide on hydrolysis producing methane. So the beryllium carbide is also known as methanide. Remember this one. Beryllium carbide is an example of methanide because on hydrolysis it is producing methane. Hence it is called as methanide. Next question number 3. Read the question. One of the following cannot be prepared by Kolbe's electrolytic process. First of all, try to read the Kolbe's electrolytic method. So this is given in the chapter alkanes. Here what you are seeing on the screen, that is given in the chapter alkanes. Kolbe's electrolytic method is used for the preparation of alkanes with even number of carbons. Yes, here is the alkane with even number of carbon, option B. Alkane with even number of carbon, that is option B. We can also prepare alkenes and alkynes with even number of carbons, but not with odd number of carbons. So if you check the options A, B, C, D, Where the odd number of carbons hydrocarbon is there? Option C. So coal-based electrolytic process is not used for the preparation of hydrocarbons with odd number of carbons. So that's why the answer is option C. Next question number 4. Which of the following hydrocarbon is formed when electric discharge is passed between graphite electrodes in an atmosphere of hydrogen? Graphite electrodes. Here, suppose for your easy understanding, I am writing like this. Suppose if it is considered as a graphite electrode, it is considered as a graphite electrode. Between these two graphite electrodes, what is going to be passed? Hydrogen gas is going to be passed. And these electrodes are supplied with high electric discharge. So during that process, this is the hydrogen gas. This is the hydrogen gas. And this is a graphite rod. This is a graphite rod. These are going to react with each other. Then we will get C2H2. C2H2 is called as acetylene. So option is D. The option is D. Next question number 5. Bute2-ine is formed by the reaction of bute2-ine. How can you write bute2-ine? Bute is indicating 4 carbons. Carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4. 2-ine means between second carbon to third carbon, there is a triple bond. This is the bute2-ine. Remaining are hydrogens. H3, here it is H3. So this is the compound named as bute2-ine. We have to prepare this bute2-ine. How can we prepare? Yes, if you go for option B, methyl iodide. Here I'm writing methyl iodide. CH3 single bond I, methyl iodide, reacting with a disodium acetylide. Na single bond C, triple bond C, single bond Na is called as disodium acetylide. Again reacting with methyl iodide. I single bond CH3, methyl iodide. In this reaction, there is a removal of NaI, sodium iodide. Again, there is a removal of sodium iodide. Then the remaining is CH3 single bond C, triple bond C, single bond CH3, that is named as bute2-ine. Option number B. Next question, question number 6. In the reaction CH triple bond CH with a dihydrogen to give CH2 double bond CH2. CH triple bond CH is called as acetylene or ethine. Addition of hydrogen is called as hydrogenation. Addition of dihydrogen is called hydrogenation. Addition of dihydrogen is called as hydrogenation. Hydrogenation reactions takes place in presence of platinum catalyst, or in presence of palladium catalyst, or in presence of nickel catalyst. So here the option is, if you check the option A, P2 is given. Actually, it is not P2, PT. PT. Just correct your material. Option A, PT. Platinum is the catalyst. From your NCERT textbook, you can see the reaction. Addition of dihydrogen. When acetylene CH triple bond CH is undergoing hydrogenation, addition of hydrogen is called as hydrogenation. Then we will get ethene or ethylene. Again, unsaturation is there. Unsaturation means pi bonds. Still, because of unsaturation, further hydrogenation takes place to give ethane. And instead of writing acetylene, I can write the IUPAC name. What is its IUPAC name? Ethine. Ethine on hydrogenation gives ethene. Ethene on hydrogenation gives ethane. So here the process is called as what is the process? Addition of hydrogen is called as hydrogenation. Remember this one. Addition of hydrogen is called as hydrogenation. The catalyst used in the hydrogenation is platinum or palladium or nickel catalyst. Option A. Next, question number 9. Which of the following alkene contains primary PRI, primary SEC, secondary TERT, tertiary, as well as quaternary carbon atoms. So to explain this one, I'm taking option C. In this option C, I'm going to consider this carbon. See this one. Suppose this is taken as that carbon. Yes, this carbon is having how many CH3 groups? 3 CH3 groups. So for this carbon, I have to take three CH3 groups. Here one CH3 group, here one CH3 group, here one CH3 group. Okay. And this carbon is bonded with CH2. So that's why I'm taking single bond CH2. This CH2 is bonded with CH. The CH2 is bonded with CH, and the CH is having CH3 groups 2 times. So that's why I'm taking CH group having 2 CH3 groups. So this is the complete expansion of the molecule. So after expansion, if you observe this carbon, this is a carbon directly bonded with only one other carbon. Then this carbon is called as first degree carbon. This is the carbon directly bonded to 3 carbons. This side, this side, this side. So this carbon is 3 degree carbon. This is the carbon directly bonded to 2 other carbons, this side and this side. So this is the 2 degree carbon. And this is the carbon directly bonded to 4 carbons. This side, this side, this side, and this side. This is the 4 degree carbon. So this is the only compound in the given options having all the primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary carbons. Once again, I'm explaining what is a primary carbon. A carbon directly attached to one other carbon only, then the carbon is called as primary carbon. If a carbon directly attached to 2 other carbons, that is called as secondary carbon. If a carbon directly attached to 3 other carbons, then that carbon is called as tertiary carbon. If a carbon is directly attached to 4 other carbons, that is called as quaternary carbon. So the option number C. Next question number 10. Electrolytic decarboxylation of sodium propionate produces electrolytic decarboxylation. It is the electrolytic decarboxylation, nothing but coal-based electrolysis. Electrolytic decarboxylation is nothing but coal-based electrolysis. In the coal-based electrolysis for decarboxylation, we are not going to use soda lime. For the electrolytic decarboxylation, we are not going to use soda lime. Then what we are going to use? So directly we are going to take the solution of the compound. Solution of the compound. What is the compound given here? What is the solution? What is the compound given? Sodium propionate. Yes, prop indicating 3 carbons. OH indicating double bond O, single bond O minus. C double bond O, single bond O minus. This group is called as OH. Sodium is there, that is Na plus. Remaining are hydrogens. CH3, CH2, single bond C double bond O, single bond O minus, single bond Na plus. This is called as sodium propionate. Now, to this sodium propionate, I'm going to add water to make into solution. I'm taking 2 moles of water and 2 moles of sodium propionate. Then it is going to be converting into a solution. Solution is going to contain the ions. If any solution containing ions, that solutions are called as electrolytes. A solution which is containing ions, that is called as electrolyte. So the solutions which are containing ions, they can conduct electricity. So what will happen? What is possible? Electrolysis is possible. So because of electrolysis of sodium propionate, first the sodium propionate CH3 CH2CO minus Na plus is going to get ionized. Ionization is going to happen here. So first it is the ionization process is going to happen. The sodium propionate is undergoing ionization to produce propionate ion, CH3 CH2CO minus ion. CH3 CH2CO minus ion, this is the propionate ion plus 2 moles of sodium ions. Propionate ions containing negative charge. Negative charge ions are called as anions. The negatively charged ions are called as anions. Anions always moves towards anode. Anode is a positive electrode. Anode, it is a positive electrode. In the electrolysis reactions, in the electrolytic cells, anode is positive electrode. Anode is the positive electrode. Towards positive electrode, negative ions will get attracted. So being positive electrode, negative ion. What is the negative ion? Propionate is the negative ion. CH3, CH2, CO minus is the propionate ion. Propionate ion is the negative ion that is attracting towards anode. At anode, always oxidation reactions will take place. Oxidation means removal of electrons. Oxidation means removal of electrons. Here you can observe the charge minus is there. How many moles of? 2 moles of. So 2 moles of sodium propionate ion is going to lose 2 moles of electrons. Removal of electrons is called as oxidation. So because of that, here we can also remove this CO2 group. How many moles of CO2 group can be removed? 2 moles of CO2 group can be removed. Then we will get 2 moles of carbon dioxide. What is the remaining? What is the remaining? CH3 single bond CH2 groups. What is the remaining? CH3 single bond CH2 groups. How many times? 2 times. So that's why I have to write single bond CH2 single bond CH3. So final, this is the product. Total 4 carbons are there with all are in the chain that is called as N-butane. 4 carbons in the chain with single bonds. The compound is called as N-butane. So see the question. During the electrolytic decarboxylation, of sodium propionate, it produces butane. That is the answer. So this is your question, and it is the total explanation for the question. Take the screenshot. If you are not getting understood, you can call me on my WhatsApp number. We will discuss. Wherever you are having the doubts, we will discuss. Next, question number 11. The compound which produces propane on heating with hydrogen iodide, HI, is called as hydrogen iodide. What is propane? CH3 single bond CH2 single bond CH3 is called as propane. HI is called as hydrogen iodide. Hydrogen iodide. So we have to produce the propane. Which compound? In presence of phosphorus is given, right? It is acting as a catalyst. So if I'm going to take option A, that is CH3 CH2 CH2I. See this one, CH3 CH2 CH2I. Then it is reacting with hydrogen iodide. For my convenient, I am writing in a reverse manner, H single bond I. Actually, I had to write H single bond I, but here I am writing I single bond H. Then from this hydrogen iodide, iodine is going to react with iodine of propyl iodide. Removal of I2 is going to take place. Then this hydrogen is going to be bonded to this CH2 group. This CH2 becomes as CH3. Product is CH3 single bond, CH2 single bond, CH3 propane. So by taking the first compound reacting with hydrogen iodide, we'll get the propane. Take the compound B, CH3 CH2 CHO. See this one, CH3 single bond, CH2 single bond, C double bond O single bond H. Don't get confused. CH3 single bond, CH2 single bond, C double bond O single bond H. This is called as propionaldehyde or propanol, reacting with 4 moles of hydrogen iodide. Here 1 mole of hydrogen iodide, 2nd mole of hydrogen iodide, 3rd mole of hydrogen iodide, 4th mole of hydrogen iodide. From this 2 moles of hydrogen iodide, these 2 hydrogen atoms are reacting with oxygen. Removal of water molecule is taking place. Here removal of I2 is taking place. Here removal of I2 is taking place. These 2 hydrogens are going to react with this carbon. Then it becomes CH3. See this one, CH3 single bond, CH2 single bond, CH3 propane. Yes, by taking compound B, we can get propane. So already option is, if you observe the option D, all of these. So there is no question of only option A and option B. So that's why I'm not going to explain this one. So simply you can select the option D is the answer. Option D is the answer. So this is about today's class. From today itself, you have to solve the MCQs from the chapter hydrocarbons. After that, you have to solve the MCQs from chemical bonding and molecular structures. Still, once again, I'm saying, if you have any doubts, you can call me between 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. only. This is your time to clarify your doubts. If anybody wants the Zoom link for the discussion, doubts discussion, I'm very happy if you ask for Zoom link. We'll discuss in the online also. Thank you one and all. Stay home, stay safe. Have a nice day. This is your chemistry lecturer, Sister Naidu, signing off.